Discover Noble Gold Investments and their independent video guide to financial security, bringing you the latest trends in gold, silver, and precious metals and insights backed by expert analysis to help you make informed decisions about your investments. No jargon, just clear, concise information so you can act confidently in your investment choices. The short videos keep you up to date with market trends, investment strategies, and expert opinions, all delivered in an easy-to-digest format, ensuring you stay up to date without wasting time. Perfect for when you're on the go. The content is designed to seamlessly fit into your busy schedule. Learn from industry leaders and seasoned investors who share their insights and actionable tips, giving you an edge in the market. From protecting your wealth to understanding market fluctuations, with Noble Gold, you gain the knowledge to make smart financial decisions backed by comprehensive research and guidance from experts. Subscribe to Noble Gold's YouTube channel now, where independent thinking meets financial expertise and takes control of your financial destiny. Hey folks, I'm excited to announce a new sponsor on the program. The sponsor is called Noble Gold Investments. Noble Gold Investments was started by a guy I like to call Collin Plume. And here he is. Collin, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. I'm excited about gold in general. Every time I talk to people about this, I get excited about it. But you... I saw something in my notes. I thought this is up my alley. It says that our founding fathers established a gold standard, and you say that investing in gold, when people are investing in gold, they're aligning themselves with the original vision of the American economic system. A lot of people who love gold, they wouldn't think of it this way.
Right.
So why do you say that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people buy gold jewelry because that's what everybody does, and it is a big part of consumption of gold is jewelry, the manufacturing. But the founding fathers believe that you have to set up a system that allows people to prosper, but they wanted to set up a system that had some checks and balances. And so having our dollar tied to gold doesn't allow us to overspend. So for all the time that we were tied to the gold standard, we couldn't spend more than what we had in reserves. So it was a checks and balances system, and I believe that that's what the founding fathers believed. And I think we can see it today that without a checks and balances system, what the government and people in government can do. More than 34 trillion in debt. They can never create a budget that makes sense. There's no accountability. I mean, nobody in their house could run how the government is run. We all have responsibility.
Right.
So I believe it does align with the founding fathers that there should be a checks and balances system, and we shouldn't be able to just, as a government and a country, just spend wildly and recklessly.
U.S. inflation, again, looking at my notes, is currently at 3%. We've experienced 20% plus inflation in the last few years. You say that gold and silver serve as a hedge against that. And by the way, you've brought literal gold and silver into the studio here.
I did.
It's kind of funny, actually, because, on some level it's pretty simple. There's something very appealing about it, not just because it's worth a lot. It's worth a lot because there's something appealing about it.
Right.
I mean, the weight of it, the heft of it. You handed me this gold bar.
Yeah,
this is unbelievable.
That's a kilo gold. When I bought that bar many years ago, it was around $60,000. It's worth close to $80,000 today.
What? Mm-hmm. This is worth $80,000?
Yeah.
Could I borrow this just for 20 minutes?
I charge by the minute. I don't know if that's
worth
in the budget.
$80,000.
Yeah, just a little bit
so this
below.
This is 2.2 pounds of gold.
Yeah, you could feel the weight of it.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that's why I always bring that bar. I mean, we sell those, and that's what central banks are buying. They buy bars that size, bigger size bars. I mean, so what we do at Noble Gold is we focus on bullion. That's really what separates us. There's a lot of coin dealers and selling coins, but you want to get bullion. That's going to get you the most bang for your buck, and it's going to grow over time, and that's the thing, you get the most weight and the most ounces. So that's really how we've established. So I do try to align myself with the founding fathers and also with the Bible, because I do believe that being conscious with your wealth is something that the Bible talks about a lot, is being focused on not being wasteful. And so that's why we really focus on these items, which get the investor the most value for their dollar.
Well, It is just amazing to me that I don't know if I'm going to get over this very easily, that this is worth $80,000.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how heavy this is.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's just under this little thing is worth so much money. And you said when you bought it, when did you buy it?
A few years back.
Yeah.
It was sitting around 60,000. Also, there's a thing that people talk about that you can't take gold and silver with you. I flew in with this.
Yeah.
You can move gold. That's one of the reasons people like gold and silver, is that if you had to get out of here for whatever reason, you could have some liquid wealth that you have access to. And with bank closures, and I have a friend that was in Argentina, and he was telling me that if you go to, their inflation is so high, if you go to a bank, if you go to a restaurant one day to the next day, the value of the cost of that meal could be 5 to 15% cheaper or more expensive, depending on the day. Their inflation is so, they have like almost 10% inflation a month. So having something that's physical that the government can't just print out of thin air is another reason, besides, the shininess, is another reason why people are attracted to physical gold, is that there's only enough of this in the whole world to fit in 2.5 Olympic-sized swimming pools. So there is a finite amount of
Say
gold.
that again?
There's enough gold in the whole world to fit in 2.5 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
That's it?
That's it in the whole world. It's a small amount, and it only goes up by 1% or around 1% per year. So they're mining all over the world, and they're trying to find it everywhere, but it's hard. It's hard to find it.
Well, it's increasingly hard to find it.
It's increasingly hard to find it, and there's also just the cost. It's very expensive to do it. So that's another aspect of the limited supply. If we could restrict our currency in the same way and only grow by 1%, we would be in a much better position. But obviously, we know we've flooded the market with dollars, especially since COVID.
So why? I think a lot of people listening right now maybe already have some gold, but why do financial advisors advise us to have some of whatever our wealth in gold and silver? What's the idea behind it?
That's shifted. I've been in the business 16 years. It wasn't always that way. I remember, when I started, they would not recommend it because they wanted you to do other things that they sell, other financial instruments. But it has become more popular today. I have had a lot of stockbrokers and financial advisors refer us because they just know that they're looking at the same thing we are and saying the market is unstable. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the market. So having a hedge, having a little bit in gold, gold's up 17% this year. Silver was up pretty close to that. It did have a pullback, which I'm really excited about because I think it's a good value. But I think financial advisors realize that it's foolish for them to tell you to not buy an asset like gold that makes a lot of sense. And it's because I think they realize they'll lose a lot of the business and trust if they just tell people to buy the instruments that they sell. So that's why a lot of times we'll have them refer us, some of the portfolio, and we'll help them in physical gold, and then they'll keep some of their stocks. And I'm not saying don't have money in stocks. I'm just saying that these things are very popular and becoming in high demand.
I know you also talk about gold as being a hedge against what are called black swan events. In other words, there could be, we don't know, frankly, what the future holds. Things are so unstable right now. I think in my lifetime we've never seen anything quite like it.
Correct.
They just tried to murder the president.
Right.
Unbelievable. That hadn't happened in 40 years. In 40 years, we have just a level of chaos. I don't need to even spell out the details. And we don't know what's going to happen between now and the election. People keep talking about a potential black swan event. How is it that you say that gold and silver can be a hedge against that kind of chaos, financial hedge?
Yeah, and I remember when Reagan got shot, the joke he said to the doctor was, "I hope he's a Republican." I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
It always
I do remember.
cracks me up.
Yeah.
I do think, there is so many black swan events that are happening. Like you go back 2 weeks ago, we had CrowdStrike, which, who would have thought that 30,000 computers and companies were controlled by one company, this CrowdStrike, and that they could shut down the whole infrastructure by sending out an update that didn't work. And you weren't able to send wires on those days. You weren't able to do normal business on a day-to-day. So people were calling us and saying, you know what, I want to have some money outside of the I don't want to have all my money as a digit. And that's really what most people have. If they think about it, everything is a digit. And guess what? There was a few days there that those digits didn't work. During 9/11, those stock market digits, it was closed, right? We were still, you could still buy these items. We were still moving, selling gold and silver. So it's nice to have something that's not tied into something else. And it's also good to have some protection when these events happen. And, Black Swan event is when the banks, last year were having major problems. They bought the wrong bonds. Well, you as someone that has your money in the bank, you don't have control over how the bank's investing, but people were very nervous last year about what's happening. And so people bought gold as a hedge, and gold reacted, because gold last year was sitting below $1,900, and now we're sitting at, around $2,400 for gold. So it's interesting to see that this change in mindset is that people today, even younger people, realize that just having all their money tied up in a phone is not the best thing for them long term. They're realizing that, I want to have some physical assets. Real estate's been kind of rocky, and it's, rates are high and it's hard to sell. So these things are liquid. You can move it anywhere. You can take it anywhere in the world, and there's high demand. I mean, you know this. Anywhere you go in the world, they'll buy gold and silver. So
I want to tell people to go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. When we come back, I continue talking to Collin Plume of Noble Gold Investments. Folks, welcome back. I'm excited. We have a new sponsor and friend at the Eric Metaxas Show. It is Noble Gold Investments. You can check them out at noblegoldinvestments.com. And I'm sitting right now with Collin Plume, who's the president and CEO of Noble Gold Investments. So I have a few questions I want to ask you. You were saying something about the IRA. Talk about that.
Yeah, so we help people. A lot of people aren't aware that you can acquire gold and silver, platinum, palladium in your IRA. And it's not a stock or a fund, and it's not mining stocks. It's actual physical gold and silver. 1987, they started to allow this as an option because, as you can recall, in the early 80s, we had crazy inflation, double-digit, high 18% inflation, 16%. So the government realized, maybe we should have something else as an offer. They also started minting their own coins at the same time, coincidentally. So we help people, old 401ks, IRAs, TSPs, any account. We can help them move it out of stocks and bonds and whatever into owning physical gold that they own. And the reason that people do it and they like it is it's a self-directed IRA. So we do help you, we do the paperwork, we do all the work, but you're in control of it. So you can acquire when you want, you can sell it when you want. Obviously you get all the tax advantages of having it within an IRA vehicle. So we've had clients this year that have sold some of their gold and they've transitioned into silver, and that's a tax-free event. So that's how they've been able to take advantage of it being in a tax-free vehicle. So it's something that we offer. We also sell metals directly to clients and ship it, or we store it. But the IRA has become very popular over the last few years.
I want to ask you, it says that there are two classic conditions historically that increase the price of gold. One is a weak dollar, and another is falling interest rates. So why would interest rate cuts, which seem to be probable, why would that be good for gold?
Yeah, the top analysis or analysts out there think we have about an 80% chance in September that we're going to have a rate cut. And I believe that to be true also. I've looked at all the different studies. Also, the last Fed report, Powell sort of went away from talking about the interest rates and what's going on. I started talking about the employment. And so I think they're setting it up for them to lower rates to hopefully help employment. And the reason thinking is if rates go lower, it allows for more job growth. So I believe that September we'll see it. And the reason that does is a few things. One is you're opening up the money supply. That's one of the reasons that people believe it will help gold. The other reason is that a lot of investors will just lose the ability to have all their cash in the banks. There's been a lot of money in the banks. And it's a cash trap, right? If the banks are paying 4%, what are the banks really making on their money? How are they profiting? They can't just pay you for and not profit. So I think there's a cash trap with a lot of people, and they have a lot in cash. And I think when they drop rates, the 4% days in the bank will drop, And then I think over the next 16 to 18 months, I think we'll see it go back to the low 2s. And then the question is like, how do you make up enough money to keep up with the cost of living? And I don't think anyone is willing to take that chance at a 2 or 2.5% return.
You said earlier that last year gold was around $1,900,
Yeah.
and it's now at $2,400.
Correct, yeah.
That is very dramatic. I'm surprised to hear that's a huge jump. What
Yeah.
accounts for that?
Well, it's interesting. You think it'd be the retail market, like funds, but the fund market, the hedge funds and those haven't really jumped in yet. A lot of the buying has been from central banks. It's been a heavy buy year for central banks. China came out with a very coy statement that they are slowing down their buying. But interestingly enough, they did the same thing in the early 2000s. They said they slowed down buying. And then in 2009, they said their reserves went up by 65%. So actually they were buying the whole time, but China is not so deliberate or willing to give out information. So a lot of it has to do with central bank demand. I also think it just comes down to the cost of pulling gold and silver out of the ground has gotten more expensive. So I think it's been a reaction to that. But yes, you're right. Like your typical bull run in gold would be tied into, cheap money, Black Swan. We've had a few things happen, but we haven't seen your typical events to push gold up. But I think people realize that it's a price that's desirable.
I'm telling people the website is noblegoldinvestments.com. Now, if people go there, you talked a little bit earlier about personal attention. That was if people are looking for guidance with the finances. So talk a little bit about Noble Gold Investments, how you do that.
So we're a U.S.-based company,
Yeah.
and we actually have live people. You're not going to talk to a bot or AI. You're going to get a representative, and they also have a person that's working with them. So Noble Gold sort of trended in the opposite direction of a lot of businesses where they've gone so digital and AI driven. We have people, which I think people like. So you get a person to talk to. We have gold investment guides, silver investment guides. The most recent thing that we've come up with and worked on is our Kevin Sorbo Masterclass, which is less than an hour. It's video, and that's totally for free, and it's for people that want to learn in a video format. So it talks about, because Kevin has been buying gold since the early 80s, which I found out over the last few years. So we've combined and put a masterclass together. So we have a lot of free information. So our goal is to educate people on precious metals, get them a lot of good information, and then have a relationship with them over many years.
Well, I love that, and we're going to go in a second here, but I was going to say this stuff is so beautiful. Is this a silver? I mean, is this silver?
That's silver. Yeah, that's a 5-ounce silver America the Beautiful coin.
Now, what is that worth?
That's about $180.
I can afford this. Okay, I can afford this. I know you're going to not let me keep any of this stuff. Now, you don't want to let me hold on to this for just a couple of months?
A couple of months.
I think we're out of time. I think we're going to conclude. You will let me keep this.
Yes, absolutely.
You'll let me keep this.
Yes, and actually the silver Trump rounds and this flag bar.
Okay, that's exciting. Listen. Collin Plume, really nice to meet you. Thanks for coming by. Folks, go to noblegoldinvestments.com. That's noblegoldinvestments.com. Discover Noble Gold Investments and their independent video guide to financial security, bringing you the latest trends in gold, silver, and precious metals, and insights backed by expert analysis to help you make informed decisions about your investments. No jargon, just clear, concise information so you can act confidently in your investment choices. The short videos keep you up to date with market trends, investment strategies, and expert opinions, all delivered in an easy-to-digest format, ensuring you stay up to date without wasting time. Perfect for when you're on the go. The content is designed to seamlessly fit into your busy schedule. Learn from industry leaders and seasoned investors who share their insights and actionable tips, giving you an edge in the market. From protecting your wealth to understanding market fluctuations, with Noble Gold, you gain the knowledge to make smart financial decisions backed by comprehensive research and guidance from experts. Subscribe to Noble Gold's YouTube channel now, where independent thinking meets financial expertise and takes control of your financial destiny.